Oxford student Lavinia Woodward, who was dubbed too brainy to be jailed for stabbing her lover, received a 10-month sentence, suspended for 18 months. The aspiring heart surgeon had studied at the...
Wait a minute. She's a baddie. You see what happened when you a baddie? She get 10 months for stabbing her boyfriend. Where in the world would you ever see a man? You see this whole thing with equality? You would never see a man get 18 months for stabbing up their girlfriend. They will be doing at least 10 plus years. Look at her. Baddie, white descent. Come on. That's automatic 10 months.
prestigious Sir James Henderson British School of Milan. Her friend from that institution claimed that after Woodward went to Oxford, she became prone to dark moods and started...
Okay, her friend snitching? She got snitches on her camp. Yo, the white girl got snitches in her camp. I know, yo, see, it doesn't even matter. A lot of times, what color you are or where you come from, yo, snitches are snitches, yo. She probably was like, yo, we gotta get rid of her ass. We gotta tie her up and probably hide her body somewhere on the campus, man. I know there's a prestigious school that only 1% of the population go to, but we gonna have to RIP her right here.
posting nude selfies online. That friend added that it quickly got around that Woodward was addicted to cocaine. Another friend alleged that Woodward had lied to a former partner about having cancer for several months to cover up the ravages of drug abuse. The young woman's legal trouble stemmed from an incident that unfolded on the night of September the 30th of 2016, during which she and her boyfriend at the time, Thomas Fairclough, had a heated argument. During the course of the ensuing altercation, Fairclough threatened to contact Woodward's mother. At that point, Woodward allegedly punched him in the face before picking up a bread knife and using it to stab him in the leg and cut his fingers. She reportedly held a laptop, glass, and jam.
She cut his fingers off and she got 10 months? She cut him up multiple times and cut his fingers. That is so demonic. That is like Chucky-ish. Like she committed a Chucky crime and got the same amount of time that somebody would get going into a store and stealing something over $2,000. She got 10 months for a violent crime. That tells you this world, yo, is backwards, yo. That's why I don't listen to none of this crazy, all these movements that's going on is all bull. It's all bull. There would never be equality. There would never be equality. A man is a man. A woman, a real woman, is a woman.
Jar at the man during the attack. Court records indicated that during a 999 call, Fairclough could be heard screaming, "I think my girlfriend has taken a lot of drugs." The victim was treated at the scene and didn't require hospitalization. Woodward later admitted a charge of unlawfully wounding Fairclough and was consequently spared.
I think my woman has taken a lot of drugs. Of course, she's on drugs, you idiot. See, that's what happens when a lot of these dudes that they want a bad chick, they want a baddie, and they don't know how to handle a baddie. They look at those eyes, they look at that face, that nose, the lips, that cute little petite, long, beautiful hair, whether it's brown, brunette, or pitch black, for my Brazilians out there. They 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 don't know how to handle everything is yes. Oh yes, babe. Oh yes, babe. So every time you say yes, babe, every time you're a yes man, in her brain, she look at you less than a man. And that's why she's able to stab you up when she get angry or drunk. Or most girls with a real man wouldn't even attempt. And even if it does happen, it takes a lot of bravery, a whole lot of bravery, for you to stab a real man that you have respect for.
Jail time after Judge Ian Pringle said that the effects on her career would be too severe. The 24-year
Yo, since when a judge worries about somebody's career, somebody's career when they just stab somebody up at a prestigious college and cut off their fingers and you have a victim. See, this is the crazy thing about this world. See, if it was a man, oh, there's a victim. As soon as your lawyer said, yeah, the victim's alive and the victim is telling their part and is a female victim, you already know you're doing at least 20 plus years. You already know you're doing some years, but you hear it in this case, the judge is worried about her career. Usually the judge is worried about the victim.
old tearfully mouthed, "Thank you," to Pringle as he let her off immediate custody. The deferred sentence she'd received imposed conditions which required her to remain drug and alcohol free and to commit no further offenses.
Can't be serious. You can't be serious. All this girl has to do is commit no more offenses and stay off of drugs after she committed a violent crime. No community service, no fine. She come from a rich family. No, she has to go to work. She has to stay in school. No jail time besides her little 10 months. Wow, what a world we live in.
Pringle said he wished to give her the chance to prove she could continue to rehabilitate herself. He also handed down a 5-year restraining order, preventing Woodward from having any contact with the victim. In the aftermath, the case has sparked widespread debate over the inequality of the UK's criminal justice system.
What I say, the inequality. The inequality. I never heard anything like this. She's a white female that's very beautiful. If this doesn't answer a lot of people's questions of how the criminal justice system is run, not saying that there's a lot of brown, light brown, dark brown, caramel brown faces that deserve to be in prison. But there's also a lot of European descent. Let me say that. More European descent criminals that need to also do the time. All I'm saying is make it fair. You brown, light brown, dark brown, you do a crime, you go to jail. European descent, you go to jail. Asian descent, you go to jail. All across the board. I understand there's going to be always inequality with the rich. This girl got money and she's cute. I get that. Because you need money to fight the system. My belief is, if you don't have no money, don't do no crime. But the criminal justice system needs to make it way more fair than what it is.
Number 11. Jasmine Ortega. 20-year-old New Mexican woman Jasmine Ortega.
Oh, she looked crazy. Oh, she looks crazy. And her name is Ortega. Any name like Ortega, that is straight up cartelish. Any name that sounds too cartelish, any chick that got a name that's too like what's your name? Brazilda? Nah, I'm good. What's your name? Blanco? Nah, I'm good. Never date a chick. Never date a chick. Most likely she gonna be from the Hispanic culture, whether she dark skinned, light skinned, whatever complexion, whatever here. That whoever have that name gonna be from the Hispanic. Don't date them. Don't date them. You go to Google and you look up cartel like names, and any name you see on that list that Google just gave you, you say, "Nah, I'm good."
Was charged with 2 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon after she attacked her boyfriend on the evening of August the 5th of 2018. The couple had started arguing while they were attending a party at their neighbor's home in their apartment complex. The boyfriend decided to leave the party and entered their own unit, where he locked himself in the bedroom. Ortega reportedly followed him and forced the bedroom door open, then threatened to assault her boyfriend. The woman grabbed a metal fork she found on the floor and threatened him with it before bombarding him with at least 10 punches. She also grabbed him and bit him. The boyfriend reacted by forcefully pushing Ortega away before fleeing the scene and calling 911. Doña Ana County deputies responded to the scene and found the victim with abrasions to the right side of his face, both legs, his back, the right side of his torso, and his chest. They also determined that the bedroom door in the couple's apartment bore damage from Ortega forcing it open. In the aftermath, she was arrested and booked into the county detention center. It was unclear what sentence she received, if any. Number 10. Anastasia Beloshapkina. Russian woman Anastasia Beloshapkina was jailed for 10 years after she dismembered her boyfriend's body in a satanic ritual.
She only got 10 years for cutting a body up in a satanic ritual. So this girl looks fairly young. She's 20 something. She's going to do 10 years. She's still going to have her, in female years, that's old, but she's going to be in her 30s. And if she's 24 now, she's going to be probably 30, 34. And she's going to be out there in the dating market. She is one of those girls that will be out here on Tinder sending you a message. Hey, I think you cute. You want to go out with me tonight? Hey, how you doing? My name is Anastasia. You think I'm cute? Can I have sex with you tonight? In 10 years after she dismembered her boyfriend's body in a satanic ritual, she'll be outside on Tinder. And a whole bunch of dudes will be swiping right.
At their Oriole flat on February the 11th of 2018, the court heard that Beloshapkina's boyfriend, 24-year-old Dmitry Sinkevich, had died from asphyxiation during a rough intercourse session with Beloshapkina. The 21-year-old had initially denied killing Sinkevich, but she eventually confessed that she'd killed him during a playful intercourse. She added that she'd used a large kitchen knife to cut off his genitals and his cheeks.
What? In my little John's voice, she cut his genitals off? She cut his genitals off. And she will be out in 10 years. Just to cut off another person's genitals. And we are equal. Oh, we're equal? You want to be equal with some things, but not all things. Equal with some things, but not all things. Men, we need to fight for equality in the criminal justice system. But in actuality, because we are two different species, we're two different entities. It would never happen. It'll be like fighting the air. Can't beat the air, it's all around you.
Chop up his limbs and extremities, as well as gouge out his insides. As she was callously cutting up his body, her sister, Ksenia, called her and asked what she was doing. "I'm dismembering my boyfriend," she reportedly replied. Ksenia.
What? She said, "Oh, hey sis, how you doing? Yeah, this here sipping a little bit of tea and chopping up my boyfriend's body. Regular Sunday. Yeah, yeah. Then I'm probably gonna pick the kids up and go to the park."
Immediately called their parents, who in turn alerted the police regarding the ordeal. After dismembering the victim, Bella Shipkina threw some of the body parts in the trash bins outside their residence, and others she put in her freezer. The killing is believed to have been carried out as part of a gruesome satanic ritualistic sacrifice. In the wake of the incident, Bella Shipkina was detained by the police, and the court sentenced her to several months of forced stay in a psychiatric hospital. Ultimately, she was found guilty of manslaughter. Number 9.
He was found guilty of only manslaughter. Y'all know what manslaughter is? Not murder. Manslaughter. For chopping her boyfriend up into pieces. Manslaughter, guys. Yeah. Manslaughter. Equality. Don't make me laugh.
Jordan Worth. Englishwoman Jordan Worth reportedly cut and scolded her partner Alexander Skeel in a June 2017 incident that seemed to be the culmination of a history of abuse. Skeel met Worth at college in June of 2012 and soon became besotted with her. Worth's abuse began early in the relationship, controlling which clothes Skeel wore and assaulted him. Worth isolated him from his family, sending messages from his phone telling them not to contact him anymore. She even broke his mobile phone and took over his social media accounts. At one point,
wait a minute. This man let a woman control him? He let a woman? I'm like, wait a minute. Jordan Worth? Is this the female? She telling him what to wear? She telling him what to say to his own family? I never seen a more bitch of a dude than ever. This dude is the weak part of the male offspring. What father in the world will be proud to say, "That's my son"? When you got a woman, you not at work. She ain't the manager. You ain't an employee. That's your girlfriend. And she bossing you around like a little punk.
the woman falsely told Skeel that his grandfather had died. When the man cried about the news, she berated him. The abuse escalated further, with coercive control allegedly occurring between April 2016 and June 2017. According to court records,
He cried in front of her. He cried in front of her. See, this is what a lot of the manosphere talk about a lot. Never cry in front of a woman. And if this doesn't answer your question to most females, like, you know, those girls that go, oh, why should we not cry in front of a man? We wanna see our men emotional. We wanna see our men show their feminine side. Since when? Since when? When men was out there on the front, fighting for kings, fighting for queens, fighting for the Pope, fighting for people who dominated countries. They didn't talk about they want to see the man's feminine side. Female wanted a man. The females didn't want no man that cry. They want a man because everything was life or death. But you see now in this modern society where war is so technical, you know, you got drones, you got this, you don't need men no more. Now they want their men feminine. Now they want them to show their feminine side. But back then, they didn't want no feminine dude because everything was life or death. If one country took over the other country, guess what? The females in that country get ravished. They get ravished and taken over by a whole group of men that they don't even know.
Worth's violence towards Skeel eventually caused him to suffer hydrocephalus. The ongoing abuse included Worth beating Skeel with blunt objects, pouring scalding water on Skeel's arm and refusing to take him to get medical attention. For nearly a year, she even prohibited him from sleeping in the same bed as her at their Stuart B home. In June of 2017, the neighbors heard the couple arguing and the sounds of things being thrown in their house. The neighbors called authorities after hearing Skeel shout, "Get off me! Don't keep doing that to my head!" and seeing the girlfriend at the window armed with house tools. Responding emergency services took Skeel to the Lister Hospital in Stevenage, where he was examined. Healthcare professionals found that the victim had burns on his legs, as well as stab wounds around his body and limbs. A couple of days later, Worth was taken into custody. The 22-year-old appeared in court on April the 13th of 2018 and pleaded guilty to controlling or coercive behavior in an intimate relationship, wounding with intent, and causing grievous bodily harm with intent. She was sentenced to 7.5 years and was made the subject of an indefinite restraining order. Number 8. Shay Groves. After butchering her lover, 25-year-old Englishman Frankie Fitzgerald, Shay Groves giggled while she showed her friend the man's lifeless body over video chat. The ordeal unfolded in the early hours of July the...
What? She showed his body over video chat? Never mess with a woman who may be cute, may have nice pum-pum, but look evil. And she has what? Piercings all over her face. Now, I'm not saying all females are crazy that have piercings all over their face, but all I'm saying is the chances of you getting one that's not crazy is damn near 1%.
The 17th of 2022, after Groves discovered Fitzgerald had been exchanging messages with a young teen via Facebook. In a jealous rage, Groves fatally knifed her boyfriend 17 times in his sleep at her home in Havant, slicing his throat and stabbing him in the chest repeatedly. She immediately video called her friend Vicky Baitup after the attack and pointed the camera at Fitzgerald's body, saying, "I've done him." Groves had recorded the couple having consensual BDSM interactions and edited these to insinuate abuse. She had reportedly threatened to release these tapes while Fitzgerald was alive. After his death, however, she showed them to her friend, claiming to have been a victim of domestic violence.
Oh, did y'all hear what he just said? You see why you can't believe all females? Listen to what he just said. She chopped his body up. She chopped his body up. Then they had a lot of scenes with, that BBS situation, with the chains and you're whooping and you're beating your partner during sex. So she manipulated the videos to try to have a defense that, oh no, he abuses me. See, look, he has the leather suit on with the whip. Look at him. He's beating me. But ma'am, after he done beat you, he stuck his thing inside you and you was riding him all night in the video. So she cut those parts out and she manipulated the video so the prosecution could only see the beating part.
Violence and thus justified in killing the man. Nevertheless, Bateup contacted authorities and reported what she'd seen. Police arrived at Groves' home on Botley Drive and arrested her during her trial in January of 2023. Groves claimed that Fitzgerald had started throttling her during a domestic dispute and that she had mistakenly hit him in the neck with a dagger while trying to grab a nearby object. Nevertheless, jurors rejected the 27-year-old's pleas of self-defense after hearing that she'd failed to promptly call police and instead cleaned up the crime scene and moved Frankie's body. Groves had an obsession with famous serial killers, which was shown by numerous posters in her home. Thus, the jury knew that she had knowledge of crime scene investigation.
She have on a vampire murder suit that looked like something you see out of a movie. I think female vampires wear right before they jump on you and rip your neck off. She's crazy. Any female, I ain't gonna say any, most, if you see females, the chances of you getting a good female that don't have face tattoos and piercings all over their face and all over their body is a very low percent. It's a very low percent. You cannot expect to date a chick and take a chick serious that have tattoos all over their body like a dude in prison. Your girl looking like a guy that's doing about 89 years in prison. You might as well go date a prisoner. You might as well go date a prisoner. The girl tried to claim self-defense, but she forgot. You can't claim self-defense. And you didn't call police until hours later. It's good that criminals are slow, especially these type of criminals, because if they wasn't slow, because they're female, they will do small amount of time, and in some cases, no time, just probation for the most heinous crime.
Putting her final defense to rest, in the end, she was found guilty and sentenced to life behind bars with a minimum term of 23 years. Number 7. Melissa Turner. Florida woman Melissa Turner, who'd reportedly killed her boyfriend by stabbing him in the back in a fit of rage, tried to claim self-defense in her trial. The ordeal took place at the couple's Tampa home on October the 17th, 2019. When the 29-year-old called 911 and reported that she'd found her boyfriend, 25-year-old Matthew Trussler, lifeless by their pool. Responding law enforcement found the girlfriend covered in dried blood. Turner agreed to go to the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office for questioning, during which she initially claimed that she didn't know how Trussler died. Meanwhile, Detective Ryan Lagasse obtained footage from a neighbor's surveillance camera which was facing the direction of the couple's residence. Lagasse reviewed the footage in which he heard what sounded like screaming. Lagasse noted that as he continued listening to the audio from the camera, he heard the voice of a woman yelling profanities while telling someone to die. Turner was confronted regarding the voices and screams. At first, she said she had no memory of screaming and yelling, but when pressed by detectives, she admitted that she had an argument with Trussler. The woman claimed that as their verbal dispute turned physical, her partner strangled her, at which point she grabbed a knife and stabbed him. Despite Turner's version of events, she was arrested and charged with second-degree murder with a weapon. Trussler's autopsy later revealed a few wounds that reportedly didn't seem to corroborate Turner's narrative. Hillsborough County Chief Medical Examiner Dr. Mary said the victim had a defense.
See, thank God for forensics nowadays, because you see how she killed her husband. She stabbed her husband. Then she tried to say, oh, it's only because he tried to strangle me. But because of technology, they're able to see that she wasn't even strangled. She wasn't even strangled. You know why? There's so many reasons they could tell. When you're strangled, you should have capillary bust, capillary explosions on your neck. There's none. If you were strangled, your husband, DNA, skin cells should be all over your neck. I'm sure there was none. That's why they was able to prove, no, you just went crazy and just stabbed him. He didn't do nothing to you.
Extensive wound on his right forearm, a huge cut to his upper bicep, his middle chest, and a small cut on his right shoulder, as well as a large wound in the middle of his back. After Turner's week-long trial, a jury found her guilty of second-degree murder. Ultimately, she was sentenced to 20.5 years behind bars. Number 6. Cheryl Murphy. In the early hours of September the 18th of 2019, police in Las Vegas, Nevada responded to a call regarding a disturbance at an apartment. Officers arrived at the residence to find 50-year-old Jesse James with a stab wound. 38-year-old Cheryl Murphy, better known as adult film starlet
Wait a minute. Wait a effing minute. You telling me you got female dwarves out here killing dudes? Yo, you got female dwarves out here killing? Man, be careful. Be very, very careful. Elmer Fudd voice. That's when you know it's crazy. Look at her. Look, what, yo, what dude on a planet will even well, that statement is kind of crazy because 99% of dudes will bang anything, so that statement is crazy, but look at it, and whoever had this girl and made her his wife, his main chick, was probably like, God damn, she's sexy. Look at him. Look at them little tiny little dinosaur arms. I get it though, man. Yeah, I mean you could flip them any way you want. You could toss them. and catch them with your cock mid-air. You could literally hold her up with 3 fingers and it's just do your thing. Just do your thing. Smash, smash, smash. And she killed that ass.
The midget told them that she should go to jail because she did it all. During questioning, Murphy said she entered the apartment through an unlocked door and found her boyfriend asleep with another woman. She yelled at the pair, grabbed a knife and stabbed James. The other woman picked up Murphy and threw her out of the apartment, at which point Murphy threw a barbecue grill through the front window of the residence. James was taken to a university medical center where he was treated for non-life-threatening injuries. He told investigators that he and Murphy didn't live together but admitted that they'd been having intercourse for the last couple of years. The suspect was promptly arrested and booked into the Clark County Detention Center on charges of domestic battery with a deadly weapon, burglary with a deadly weapon, and assault with a deadly weapon. Number 5. Carlene Biswanger. The New York Post said that a Florida couple's relationship hit guac bottom after the girlfriend hurled an avocado at her 68-year-old boyfriend at their home in St. Petersburg. A glimpse of the attack, which unfolded on the evening of March the 12th of 2023, was witnessed by a neighbor. The suspect, 39-year-old Carlene Biswanger, didn't only use the fruit.
Wait, did they say she threw an avocado? Come on, we killing each other because of fruit or vegetable, whatever that is. What's an avocado? Fruit or vegetable? I don't even know. Come on, we killing each other over plant life? We killing each other because this incident happened because another woman threw an avocado at her 68-year-old man. So what? You pick that shit up and you eat it, and you keep it moving.
But was also reportedly seen utilizing a hanging rod to strike her boyfriend in the arm. The victim suffered injuries in his right eye and arm. Consequently, deputies with the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office were called to the residence located in the 500 block of 3rd Avenue South. Biswanger was taken into custody and charged with battering a victim aged 65 or older, which is a felony in Florida, according to an arrest record. She pleaded guilty on June the 5th of 2023 and was sentenced to 38 days behind bars. The relatively light sentence came as a surprise given the offender's history. Records indicated that the woman had prior convictions for legal possession of Xanax, theft, DUI, obstructing police, probation violation, and driving without a license, according to the outlet. Number 4. Taylor Schabusiness. After 24-year-old Shad Thyron's head was found in the basement of a residence on Eastman Avenue in Green Bay, Wisconsin, his girlfriend, Taylor Schabusiness.
Wait a minute. Did they say his head? Did they just start off the story with saying somebody's head is gone? That's crazy. That's crazy. Look at her. Look at the suspect. Look at her. Come on, man. She look like a linebacker. The girl looks like a linebacker. Tell me she don't look like she about to tackle you. You will actually want to date somebody who looks like an MMA fighter? So they could take their anger out on you? And chop your head off? They started off the story by saying his head is missing.
Business was arrested. The horrific incident began on February the 23rd of 2022. The couple were using methamphetamine together in the basement of the home, which belonged to the boyfriend's mother. At some point, Shabusiness strangled Thyron to death during intercourse. She continued being intimate with Thyron's body before dismembering and mutilating it. Thyron's mother later discovered Thyron's head in a bucket in the basement and immediately called law enforcement. When police later arrested Shabusiness, her left hand was still bloody. The woman told officers that they were going to have fun trying to find all of the organs, according to a criminal complaint. The victim's other body parts were eventually found in a storage tote in the house, in a crock pot, and in a...
So these the girls y'all dating, huh? So these are the girls that y'all are dating. She strangled him during intercourse. Usually it's the opposite way around, right? It's usually the guy strangling the female. But here you got a female strangling the guy. I'm definitely sure there's a super weak man. And then he's on drugs. Because the chances of a female strangling a man, it's not too likely. That's not going to happen too much. But these are the girls that y'all are messing with. Girls that will put your head in a clock pot and then ask her visitors, yo, what we eating tonight? While your head is in a crock pot.
Van outside the apartment. It was also determined that the suspect had an obsession with Wisconsin serial killer Jeffrey Dahmer. Shabusiness had pleaded not guilty to first-degree murder by reason of a mental disease, but a jury subsequently found that she wasn't mentally ill when she killed Thyron. More than a year later, Shabusiness was convicted of first-degree intentional homicide, third-degree sexual assault, and mutilated a corpse. In September of 2023, she was sentenced to life in prison without parole. Number 3. Zenaida Marie Soto. On November the 20th of 2022, Texas woman Zenaida Marie Soto FaceTimed her boyfriend before showing him a flaming chair inside his San Antonio residence and telling him, "I hope your stuff is going to be okay." The 23-year-old had broken into the man's house located on Shep.
Oh, snap. Oh, no, she didn't. Oh, no, she didn't. Tell me she did not light the man's furniture and send him a text with a picture that say, "I hope your things are going to be all right." You see how demonic? You see how demonic these females are? "I hope your things are going to be all right." Wow. I know when he saw that text, he knew it. See, as many signs. See, as men, we see all the signs. But we ignore it because of the PUSS. We ignore it because of the PUSS. We ignore it because we got a warm body to hold at night. We ignore it because most of us, we got somebody, when we get up in the morning, somebody we could talk to. Somebody who we could wake up and start the day with. Like, yo, all right, babe, what you doing? Yeah, I'm going to go to the store. You want to come to the store with me? You want to, it's human nature for all of us to want companionship. But it comes to a point where you got to realize the companion that you with might be killing you or going to kill you one day.
Shepherd Road and stole several items before starting a fire. The blaze spread to other parts of the house, causing damage estimated at around $50,000. Shortly after, the Little Fire Department and Bexar County Fire Marshal's Office responded to the scene and put out the fire. The following day, Soto was taken into custody and charged with second-degree burglary, habitation by force, and first-degree arson. Her arrest was the result of a joint investigation between the Fire Marshal's Office and the Bexar County Sheriff's Office, during which she was identified as the suspect. Investigators learned that Soto had been prompted to carry out the crime after she became jealous of another woman. Hours before the fire, Soto called her lover, but a female answered his phone. It was later revealed that the woman was actually the man's relative. She was finally sentenced to 6 years of incarceration on October the 23rd of 2023.